All right, Coach, thanks for giving us a few minutes today. If you just get your opening thoughts on the game, and then we'll open up to questions.
Well, again, I thought our guys were ready to play. Bo Keithley gave us a great start. He ran into some trouble, but again, he got himself out of it. I think we turned a couple double plays, made some plays behind it, but it was really, we were feeding off what he was doing on the mound. Griffin Merritt did a great job for us, getting that first inning or the first run, the double that he hit, but then, the home run later in the fifth. But I thought really the key was the seventh inning. It was still, again, it was it was still in question, and we were kind of stagnant a little bit. We were trying to manufacture some runs. I thought we were a little complacent, a little tentative, and then that home run really kind of put us over the edge with that. And the decision to let Bo Keithley finish, his pitch count was up. And again, I was thinking about taking him out, but you just never know. This could be his last collegiate game, and to go out with a complete game is something that I thought he deserved the right to do. So again, it was kind of a question whether to send him out there in the eighth and the ninth, but that was the not that we didn't want to try to save the bullpen or anything like that. It was just, man, he earned that right to go out there and finish the game.
Take questions from the group here. If you just raise your hand, and we'll call on you here. Or just chime in. I'll throw the first one out, Coach. With a long week potentially ahead here, how important is it to one, stay in the winners bracket, of course, but then only spend one pitcher and get that performance, and even then having an off day tomorrow, to earn that off day. How does that set you up for the rest of the week?
We really didn't look at it that way. I would just say this: we've got a really resilient team, a gritty team. But winning that first one takes I don't want to say it's a monkey off your back. It's not. But, we look back at last year, we came in the tournament hot. Again, we were up on UCF and we squandered the lead and lost. It was pretty devastating. And just learning from that, and we have a lot of the guys back from last year, that winning that first game is, again, big. I thought we played well this past weekend against UCF. You want to carry that momentum into it, but getting that first win, again, yeah, you have the day off tomorrow. Yes, we have our pitching in line, all that stuff. But I just think it's a, I don't want to say sense of relief there. It's a good feeling to get that first game under your belt and to be in the winners bracket.
Then maybe just a little bit about your offensive performance. Merritt with the 5 RBIs, living up to the billing here in day one. What can you say about his performance today?
Well, again, I joke around. He's Captain Bearcat. Again, he was the player of the year, and it's very deserving of it. And again, he's come up big for us when we've needed him. Again, it was awesome to see his production out there today. And again, we've got some other guys that are producing too that maybe weren't as loud as what Griffin did today, but we're counting on all those guys to produce. And in order to win this thing and to win the next game, we've got to get our offense clicking. And again, we're showing signs. And again, Griffin's a big part of it. So it's good to see that he's seeing the ball well and swinging the bat well, but we've got to get some other guys to follow suit and, just continue to score runs.
Any other questions for Coach? Coach, thank you. Enjoy the day off. We'll see you in a couple of days.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Okay, we're joined by Tulane coach Jay Olman. Coach, if you just get your opening statement, your thoughts on the game, please, and then we'll go to questions.
Yeah, 2 really good starting pitchers going at it. We left some guys early in the game on base that we just couldn't deliver a key hit. And I think obviously the critical moment of the game was the 5th inning when we failed to get over and cover first base on a bunt and get an out. So that changed the complexion of the inning and made that much more difficult. And, in credit to them, those runs came with 2 outs, the double, the homer, the hit, those kinds of things. So credit where credit is due. We didn't do enough to win the game, and they sure did. So that's where we're at.
Okay, we'll take questions for Coach now. If you use the raise your hand feature, we'll go right to you. Go right to Gary, please.
Yeah. Jay, you mentioned you had runners on second and third twice in the first 4 innings with 2 outs and couldn't come up with the hit. That's sort of been the problem down the stretch this year. How much do you feel like that could have changed the entire game if you'd have come through on those 2 chances?
Yeah, I think anytime you give Dylan Carmouche runs and the way he bobs and weaves pitching with his fastball and his changeup, and it's a devastating changeup. Pitch a little more free and play offense a little more free. So yeah, I mean, again, we get in position and again, like I've told you before, Gary, it's round ball, round bat, difficult sport, easier to hit from the side or in the press box. We didn't get it done today, and now we're fighting for our lives here tomorrow.
And I think when it was still 2-0, there was a long fly ball, almost a home run, but I think Simon jumped up. It looked like he had a beat on it and couldn't hold on to it. And second later, it's 6-0. Are those the type? And that was a difficult play, but are those the type plays you kind of need to make to win a game like this?
Yeah, it's you're splitting hairs and the difference of the game, and that ball was hit high, and I think well enough, and certainly the wind played a factor in that as well. It was first hit. I just thought it was a high fly ball, and then it continued to carry. And tough play. It's hard to ask somebody to make an unbelievable play that the ball hits the top of the wall. So that's not a routine play. That's an extraordinary play, and just unfortunately he did not make the play, and that's where it's at. But again, the whole complexion changes on the simplicity of bunt defense, where you don't get first base covered by your second baseman, and it's not you can't take one play. Brady's battled, and that's not. It's just one play doesn't cost you or win you any kind of game, but it certainly swings momentums when the seasons are on the line and you're in championship baseball.
And do you know who's gonna be starting for you on the mound tomorrow?
Pretty good idea, but we've got to talk a little bit more about how we want to manage that. It's all hands on deck, and we'll just go from there. Everybody's available except for Dylan, and away we go.
Dylan's had a lot of outings like this the second half of the year where he pitched really well and didn't get the support. Was it hard for him to keep his composure there in the fifth inning? Yeah.
No, I understand the question, and I totally agree with you. He's a warrior. He's competitive. He pounds the strike zone. He holds runners. It's very difficult to create any offense against him. I think in that inning there was a leadoff walk that certainly didn't help him. But warrior, go to battle with him on the field every single day. I think to a man, when he's out there on the mound, we feel like we have a chance. And I feel awful for him just as the season has gone on. He's done his job, and unfortunately he hasn't necessarily been rewarded, with the wins in the statistics column. But he's a stud. We love him.
Let me take the next question. Can you just identify yourself for Coach's benefit, please?
Yes, Coach, this is Ed Daniels at the ABC affiliate.
Hi, Ed.
Hi, Coach. I know you guys played hard today. Is it tough at all to play under this circumstance, or is that something that's not a factor at all?
Well, I think a rational human being would tell you that there's going to be factors to that. I think the human emotion that's a real thing. I mean, we all deal with those emotions. And so to say that that's not a factor would probably be a lie. However, we've been removed a week now and have a mission of what we're trying to do. And so, it certainly, again, doesn't help. But at the same time, it's, we've moved on in terms of going about our business. So, that's just an excuse, and certainly not going to give an excuse to those kind of things. We just, we got beat by a good ball club, and our margin for error is small, and we created some of our own misfortune today. And so, that's kind of what it boils down to, Ed. Thank you.
Coach, other than winning a game, how do you try to change the momentum? Is there anything you can do at this point to kind of, I don't know, to kind of swing it back around?
And I said this to Gary after Saturday's game against Memphis. Momentum's only as good as the game you're playing in. You create your own momentum, and We did that today early on. We got guys on, we were able to run some offense, and a guy like Bo Keithley's a lot of ground balls. And so, you saw we put some runners in motion. We tried to use the inside game, tried to create some pressure and movement. So we stayed out of double plays. So creating momentum is based off, throwing strikes and playing defense first and foremost. And then you got to get a leadoff hitter on. If your leadoff hitter doesn't get on, it's hard to create offense. You're going to have to, rely on a double or a homer. And, I think Luis Aviles has 12 homers, and Jackson Lynn's unavailable at this point. And so is Ethan. So you have your three biggest home run threats. One of them still in the lineup. So, whoever we give the ball to tomorrow is going to go out there and create that momentum for us, and get strike one and open the playbook so we can pitch to the park and what we need to do. And, we're going to need to manufacture on offense.
Thank you.
Yep.
Final questions for Coach? Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys' time. Thanks so much. We'll
Thanks,
see you
Jay.
tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good to meet you.
All right, thanks, everyone. We'll be back following the South Florida, East Carolina game. Thanks so much.